Here comes Mr. Lee. Here comes Mr. Lee. Here comes Mr. Lee.
Te amo, Señor Lee.
Here comes Mr. Lee. Here comes Mr. Lee. Here comes Mr. Lee.
Hey, welcome to episode 13 of the On Tour with Chris Lee podcast, also known as the At Home with Allison and a Bunch of Kids
And dogs.
podcast, episode 13. Thank you guys for joining us, whether you're listening on one of the many podcast formats, which it's available on Spotify
Yes.
right now. Did you know that?
I did since I got it on our checking account.
Just getting so fancy.
You're so fancy. Oh my gosh.
On Spotify, basically anywhere you can find podcasts, iTunes, SoundCloud, whatever. It's out there. If you just have to look for it. You just have to know where to look. And don't look for it, because also it can just find you.
Just avoid it if you have to.
Avoid it at all costs.
Yeah,
Avoid this podcast.
Just turn it all off and just pick up a book.
That's right. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us. This is Christmas week, if you cannot tell.
It's like Christmas barfed all over us.
But, I mean, it's nothing. You can't put it past us to dress like this in the middle of July. I mean,
That is funny.
we dress up all the time like elves
We
and
really do.
Santa.
It really is quite surprising how many times people call us and be like, do you have an adult costume we can borrow? And every time we can come through for you. So
We do.
We do.
I mean,
It's crazy.
My closet alone, right now, I can tell you there's a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man costume.
Uh-huh.
There's a All Might from My Hero Academia.
There's a Care Bear.
There's a Care Bear costume.
There's Ninja Turtles.
And it sounds freaky, like maybe we're into some kind of role playing and everything. That's not the case. It's just we wear costumes sometimes for different events and different occasions. And
But
you
it's
know what?
fun.
Yeah.
We love holidays. We love birthdays. We love your birthdays. We love Halloween. We love St. Patrick's Day. Any holiday. We love it. So give us a reason to celebrate, and we're there.
People ask me all the time, what does your wife do? Is she a stay-at-home mom? Is she lazy? Does she not do anything at all at home? Does she lay on the couch?
They ask you that?
They ask me questions like that.
Oh,
and I
that's
say,
sad.
no, my wife is a professional celebrator.
Yay!
Like, if there's some kind of an occasion or you have something nice going on, you mention it to Allison, you will get glitter, you will get possibly balloons. Why? Of all days, we're trying to record a podcast. These dogs, they never come upstairs.
They're just curious.
They never come upstairs. And today, like each of them walks up here and sniffs around, and they move cables and shit around, and they cause a disturbance.
That wasn't very disturbing. I think you kind of were a little dramatic on that one. But more about what people say. More about nice
Anyway,
me. I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
so-
no. Yes, we like to celebrate in our house. So
Yeah.
this is very classic. But we have 2 days till Christmas.
Yes, we're very, very excited. Santa, he's going to show up, right? COVID's not going to keep Santa away this year.
No, World Health Organization put out a release saying that there is a protective bubble around Santa.
Oh, thank God.
So all the children, and in fact, Cannon asked us about this,
Mhm.
would Santa be okay? So they wanted all the children all over the world to know that he is going to be okay.
That's good.
And the kids have been kind of like a-holes. And that's terrible to say, but you all know you've said it about your children. But they've kind of been bad the last week or two. And just now, I was like, Ryder, Santa may not come. We went and saw Santa a couple days ago, and he said, oh, no. Santa told me I was on the nice list. I'm like,
Oh,
man,
so he's good. He's covered.
that's not fair. But can it change leading up to Christmas? Because remember on Polar Express, when they were looking
Yeah.
at that last shot video, and he goes, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
They were making that last minute decision.
Santa, now I was there when when he told him that. And first off, we don't know if that's the real Santa for the kids that are watching and everything. I happen to believe that these mall Santas work for Santa,
I
work for the
agree.
original guy.
Yeah.
But this guy, if he is not the real Santa, he's got to be like one of the top agents of the North Pole, because
He's
he was
incredible.
super good. He remembers Rain is in kindergarten, And he asked, like Ryder asked for a glove, and he
Mhm.
asked him, does he throw with his right arm or his left arm? I mean, it's just the guy's on top of it. That's a good Santa. But that whole experience was strange, wasn't it?
Well,
Like the kids can't sit with Santa,
yeah.
and we'll put a picture up on the YouTube channel of what that photo with Santa looked like this year. We go to the same Santa every year,
hmm
and it was different this year. It's like the kids could take their masks off for the picture,
hmm
but they had to sit like
There was like a
10
barrier.
feet in front of him. So Santa was like hanging in the background, like he was photobombing the kid's picture.
Kinda. But I mean, these are older men that are helping out as
Mhm.
Santas. So you do have to look out for their health. And they still keep their masks on. But he was so sweet. He was doing like the Taylor Swift heart in the background. But I don't know. That's the most responsible way to do it.
Yeah.
And the kids still talked to Santa and they still got that experience. But a lot of places around canceled it this year. So I was really glad that our Santa, which is the Lakeline Mall
Yeah.
in Cedar Park, still had it available.
Right.
So that
It was
was
cool.
it was neat, but it was a very stressful
It was.
drive.
And I know I'm not alone in saying this, and I don't want to sound like a hipster, but
A hipster.
I'm tired of how commercialized and how much pressure that Christmas puts on us. And
I
I mean, that
agree.
day alone, we live in Belton, Temple, Texas now. It's the
Mhm.
first time we've ever in our lives lived away from a metropolitan area, but we've lived here for 2 years, and I realize I enjoy it for one thing. I know it's kind of growing on you, but I realize when I go into the city, when I go down to Austin, like instantly the stress level goes up.
hmm
And you look and everybody's like, they're angry and they're in a hurry. And I remember being at a stoplight the other day when we were going to the mall and we were all in a good mood and we're listening to Christmas music in the car and everything. And I look and I see a gentleman probably 10 or 15 years older than me, which is not that old. But
No.
I was watching him and he was waiting to turn. He kept waiting to turn. And I could just see the anger in his eyes. And he was just so pissed off.
But maybe he had a bad phone call right before then. You just can't always
No.
assume you know.
He was just done with it.
But this
He
is
was
a
done with it.
stressful
And that's
time.
what living down there does to you, man. It's awful. It's like the guy he was hating life. I felt so bad for him. But I also kind of identified. I'm like, gosh, I remember a couple of years ago living down there. And it's like I want to go to the grocery store, but man, my heart
Mhm.
rate's going to go up. My blood pressure is going to go up. It's going to be a very stressful thing to do. Anyway, getting away from my point, we put so much pressure on ourselves.
Mhm.
And I was looking at numbers and we have gifts coming from Santa and everything, but we also buy gifts,
Mhm.
right? And I was looking at our numbers this morning of what we've spent. And I'm not going to put it out there because I'm embarrassed by how much we've spent
Well, and
on
especially on
Christmas
this
this
year.
year. And this year, when daddy's not working and the future seems a little gray, like why in the world do we put all this pressure on ourselves to deliver for our kids? Now, it doesn't help that we have 4 rugrats around here and they're good kids, but they know what they want and they vocalize it. And I feel like you got to come through because they're good kids for the most part.
And they didn't ask for big things. We discussed this on the last.
Mhm.
But what did Meadow tell Santa she wanted?
So Meadow
She's
is a
our
special
11-year-old.
She is our 11-year-old. She is a special, special child. And I mean that in the best sense imaginable. But I'm standing there with her as she's talking to Santa. She doesn't say this for show.
She's
Fro-
an empath. If you know what empaths are, they're people that feel emotions so deeply, but they genuinely mean that.
Yeah. So she's talking to Santa and he starts with the youngest, starts with Rain. You can't understand a damn word she's saying. She asks for glasses or something.
Blue light glasses.
Yeah.
So
It
that
goes to
her-
Cannon.
yeah.
Cannon has a list. Give them, you have 3 things you could tell Santa that you want.
Mhm.
That's the rule every year. You give him 3 things, right? Cannon lists off about 7. Finally, I cut him off, move on to Ryder. Ryder's very clear.
3 things. That's it.
3 things. That's it. Super easy. You get to Meadow, and Santa asks Meadow, what would you like for Christmas? And Meadow says, I don't really want anything. I just want my family to be healthy this year.
I know. And
That comes from your side. I would not miss that opportunity. I'm sorry. But I wait all year to see Santa. I'm asking for a PS5, if I got to be honest with you. And
a grown-ass hipster
Yeah.
asking for that. But that's Meadow. I mean, if
Yep.
anybody that knows Meadow can attest, that's kind of her.
Can you
But
speak
Rain asked
closer to
for-
the microphone?
Oh,
By the way,
my beautiful microphone
if
that I blinged out.
Allison is back on the podcast, in case you haven't noticed this beautiful woman sitting next to me.
Am I too far away?
People liked having you on here last week.
Thank you.
And I don't know why.
I don't either. It's so strange, but thanks.
No, but yeah, so we have a second microphone. I just want to thank a few people that contributed. I put a call to action out there.
I thought he was
And
joking too.
I was kind of joking around, but I put Allison's Venmo and you guys sent her money. So
And I thought it was a joke. I couldn't.
So thank you
believe
to
that.
Corey, Sarah, Kevin, and Chase for sending some cash our way.
Thank you.
We have a second microphone for Allison now. And I'm going to keep her around here for maybe a few. We do this episode. This is going to be a weekly thing. So we'll see how often.
Okay.
Bring her back. I think she's doing okay. I think for the most part, people get tired of listening just to me.
Yeah, they
And I
probably
don't
do.
have anyone to interview right now. I'm not on tour. So, and I'm not going to go to somebody's house right
You
now during
should.
COVID. Just unannounced, show up with a bunch of audio equipment, a microphone. What's going on, guys? Let's have a seat.
You should. That would kind of be funny.
So,
Startle them. What did you think about the North Star the other night? I hope people were able to go out and see it.
I thought it was really, really cool.
I know it wasn't
Yeah.
whatever. It was the joining of the two stars. But whenever I talked about it, I was telling the kids it was neat because last year, Cannon was the North Star in the Christmas pageant. And then this year, you always touch my face.
Well, you got to speak into the microphone.
Last year, or no,
Speak
this
over
year,
here.
Rain was the North Star.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. So it's kind of symbolic.
To think that it was basically, and I don't think it was that same alignment. Jupiter was involved, but I think when you look back at the Bethlehem star over Bethlehem,
That was 3 planets
that was
aligned.
Venus, Jupiter,
And Mercury.
and Mercury. Okay, so while different, it is pretty cool that it happened to happen
On this year.
this time of year. It was awesome. I love astronomy, not astrology, but astronomy. I think is so fascinating, and man, you get into a wormhole of that stuff, and gosh, you feel so small.
But it was really beautiful. And we had gone to Christmas lights that night. And on our way home, it was like people on each side of the road had stopped and pulled over, and we're all looking in the same direction at the star. And I got, in my heart, I felt like everybody was looking up for hope. And I thought it was really beautiful and really kind of cool. Like God was sending us a little symbol. That's just my perspective. But I thought it was really neat. And it did have like a 4-point star.
I hope people
I thought
are
it was
looking up.
gorgeous.
People are looking up, like wishing this is a comet or an asteroid,
To
and it's coming
take us
to
out.
take us out and put an end to this miserable year.
No, I think we're gonna be all right. I'm glad this is ending. I had to explain to Ryder that COVID wasn't going away on Christmas or New Year's Day, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But thank goodness the flu season has been less this year. That's a positive.
You better knock on something.
Crap.
There you go.
The dogs might start barking.
Yep. Well,
What else?
I know I am like Santa. We're expecting
Mm-hmm.
here in a couple days,
Yes.
and we have one girl that's 11, and she's going to be 12 in January, and I worry. I remember at a very early age, I stopped believing in Santa.
That's sad.
Now I believe again, right? But I stopped believing at an early age. My parents were older,
Mm-hmm.
raised by my biological grandparents, so they were a little older. They didn't really care to really push that whole Santa narrative and everything. So I stopped believing at a very early age because it wasn't presented in front of me, but I wanted to believe, you know.
Right.
So I feel such a calling as an adult now with children to really not utilize, but put into place this whole Christmas spirit thing for my kids and Santa existing and everything like that. Um, so I know you had a different experience
Yes.
growing up.
No, it was massive. And until the day my mama passed away, my stocking still was stuffed by Santa. And so I think it's our duty to always keep that magic alive.
Hmm.
I mean, it's the magic of all of it. And that's what makes it fun. And that's also the excitement of the birth of Jesus. When you think about, you got to remember both sides of it. But that's why we have so many Christmas trees. That's why we get so silly and fun, because it is about children. We love the stockings. We love coming down on Christmas morning. 2 years ago, our kids set up a Santa cam and
Hmm.
they captured him on video, and it
Yeah,
was amazing.
crazy.
Yeah, and we've heard him on our roof before.
Hmm.
Some dangerous stuff that's we've, been privy to, but
Yeah,
yeah, so
Santa's dangerous.
he's a wild one.
Yeah,
But I think
I pulled a gun on him one year. It was crazy. Had a whole standoff.
that is amazing. I missed
Yeah.
that. But I just think, as long as we feel as excited and energized about Christmas, our kids will always feel this way, just because
Yeah.
it's exciting. Why not believe in the magic and the excitement of the season?
Yeah,
It's fun.
it's important for
It is.
sure.
And it's for kids. The people that always say, I'm not giving Santa credit for my money. I'm like, dude, come on. They're kids. Don't be an
Humbug.
a-hole. Just
Yeah.
that's you are a child for about that long, and the rest of your life is about being stressed out. Let
Yeah.
them enjoy and feel that just innocence and happiness.
Yeah.
So, and I like to be silly and goofy and whimsical and magical all the time. So
Yeah.
they'll forever feel that with us. We're good.
I want to make a concerted effort next year. I want to remember this because I feel so defeated this year. And I keep going back to this spending thing, but how much pressure we've put on ourselves to spend money on Christmas this year. It's ridiculous because I know what's going to happen. We have such a buildup, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have such a buildup leading up to Christmas morning, leading up to Christmas Eve night,
Yep.
and everything. Everybody opens their presents, and then about noon, it's
It's
like
like,
you start coming down, and then reality starts hitting you. And all of a sudden, all this gift buying and everything, it's like, what was all this for? Now we're in debt. Oh my
but we're
gosh.
not.
It's going to take us 3 months to recover from this.
But we don't have credit cards. So that's good. We're good. But I know what you're saying, because then you're like, all that work for that's it? It's
Right.
done in like a
It's
blink of
over.
an eye. And then it is depressing.
It's like weddings. It's like a big wedding. And I'm
Hey,
sorry. I know weddings are
hey, that was the
little
best day
girls'
ever.
a little girl's dream and everything, but so much money and resources goes into a wedding, and in reality, it's over like that. It's like
I didn't feel
where did it
that way.
go? All this money went into
I didn't
this.
feel that way at all. It was the best
Okay,
day ever.
it was a great day, but I don't see how people do that multiple times.
Gosh, do they do that
Yeah,
multiple
yeah.
times?
People get married more than
I know
once.
they do. But I'm saying, like, do they do big weddings multiple times?
Probably. My
Okay.
dad
Well,
has
you know
been
what? To
married.
each their own.
My dad has been married 5 times.
Has he had big weddings every time? I think I
I
saw a
don't.
picture of him in a living room once.
Well, yeah, that was a big wedding for him. For him, it was.
Well, I'm not going to judge. But no, I know what you mean. We do this to ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we just want to give them everything. But The problem is we also give them practical things like clothes, and they're gonna open it and be like, "Ugh," and then like chunk it, and that won't really matter.
Yeah.
But they need it, or they need these shoes, so they may unwrap it and they're gonna be like, "This sucks," but
What
they
do,
need
what
it.
do you think would happen honestly next year if we just said, "Hey, we're not going to ask anything of Santa this year. All we're going to do for Christmas is no gifts. We're going to take a great trip somewhere." How do you think they would react?
Hmm. They might be fine with it.
Really?
Honestly, they might. But we can't go well, if it was a different year, like if
Yeah, a
things are better.
non-COVID year. I mean, you could still go
You know what?
places.
They might love it because our children, like Ryder will stand out in the driveway, like almost in tears, kicking and screaming until Chris gets home because all he wants to do is play baseball with him. So our kids really want time and experiences.
Hmm.
It really reminds me of that girl that um, was second to last on the truck, Granger's truck.
Yeah,
She was all about life experiences.
yeah.
And I
she's
think
got it
we
right.
um we over I can't think of the word, but we think our children want all these gifts and everything. In reality, they want just to hang out.
They
So they
want time.
might, yeah, I think they might like that.
So let's take some of this shit back
I can't.
and get our money back.
I can't.
We have convinced
Uh-oh.
ourselves through this podcast that we have made a mistake
One
with
of my
our
blings fell off.
with our spending this year.
But it wasn't Chris.
I mean, if you just look around the house, look at the. I'm
It's
not
all
gonna
your
turn the
stuff.
camera over there. Not all of it's mine, but if you look over in this room over here, it's full of toys that are never played with.
Chris, you just bought a bigger TV.
In the event that Santa does bring,
Just-
I told the kids don't hold out hope on the PS5 this year. There's not a lot of them out there. If
No.
Santa is able to get his hands on one for you, wonderful, but I don't think it's going to happen. But in the event that he is able to get a hold of one, I got a TV, another TV, and I didn't go crazy.
No, there
It
were
was a-
so many good
It
deals.
was a $500 TV to go upstairs here. So that would be the PlayStation TV.
But you had made a good point. We haven't bought a TV in 12 years. We haven't bought cars or a TV in 12 years. I would say we are good shoppers. Or,
Is that by our choice though, or
well, they're fine.
we haven't been able to afford
We haven't
a
needed.
new car
Why?
or a TV in 12 years?
No, even if you could afford it, we just haven't needed it. They're wonderful. They're still fine.
Yeah.
We're pretty very lucky. So anyway,
You're trying to make us feel better about what we spent on Christmas this year, and I appreciate that.
you're very Debbie Downer right now. And I don't know how I like it. I don't think I like it.
I'm not down. I'm very
Gosh.
much in the spirit of Christmas right now, but I almost feel like
You're like regret.
I'm like a victim to myself, to my own selfish desires of wanting to go out
Yeah,
and spend.
that's what it is. And I think all parents can feel that. They want to give their kids everything.
Yeah,
And we do that and we're like, crap.
we want to give our kids a little bit more than what we had,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
It's the same reason why I buy toaster strudels and fruit roll-ups, because those are
yep.
two items that we could never have as kids because they were too expensive.
Ooh, mine was string cheese.
So I would go to my more rich friends
Mhm.
and they would have those things at their house, and I was always jealous. So now what do? I buy toaster strudels and fruit roll-ups out of principle.
I get it. String cheese and grapefruits. That was
Yeah.
like, and then if you had canned drinks, don't get me started on clearly Canadians or Gatorades. I mean,
It's like I want to show my parents, like, look at me now.
where are they?
Look how
They're in heaven,
they're in
honey.
heaven looking down on me.
They're like,
Look at it. Look at what he's done with his life. He's able to get fruit roll-ups
and toaster strudels.
and toaster strudels.
Look at him, honey. He's
So
made
proud.
it. Yes, we've done it, honey. This is the pinnacle. I'm so proud. Yeah.
Well, we're going to put a button on this thing here. We still have some planning and preparation and hopefully not any more spending to do,
Well,
but we'll see.
no. I
But-
don't know. I got to go wrap because I got to go wrap gifts. I wait till the end because if I don't, our little nuggets will start going through stuff and trying to figure out what they got.
Mhm.
Wah, wah.
So I hope you didn't get me anything. I already have it all,
Hmm.
except a job right now. I need to tour. Write your congressman. Tell them, open up concerts.
The
Bring us back.
congressman can do that.
Yeah, it takes votes, Al. That's the way government works. It takes
Oh,
congressmen
Tell me
and women.
more. Tell me more.
Okay, well, we pay taxes,
Uh-huh. Okay.
and we pay a lot of taxes when
Just write
Democrats
your
are in
okay.
office.
He is being very annoying. Just please write your congressman. Then I'll start
Yes.
writing today.
Tell
today.
Tell them we need concerts back, and no one will get infected. I promise.
Yeah, because there's some good concerts that were canceled last year. Yeah.
Anyway, we hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas. If
Happy
you're
Hanukkah.
listening to this after Christmas, I hope you're still in the Christmas spirit. You know, I have this theory that we start Christmas way too early,
Yes.
right? Like you see shit.
We don't.
We
People
don't.
do.
Yes. But businesses do. You go to Walmart and they have stuff up in October.
They
and
do.
It always bothers me. I would rather us prolong Christmas. Like extend the spirit so we don't have that downward ugh,
It is like-
Christmas is over.
Yes, like January is so like
Like,
sad.
What if Christmas afternoon we just decide, you know what? It's not over. We're going to have 2 more weeks of Christmas.
I like it.
That would be cool. To me, that would be better than
Is
starting
that because
early.
you don't want to take the lights down? Is that kind of where?
That might have something to do with
Yeah,
it.
because it's a bitch to take all down. I get it. Yeah, but yeah. Well, yes, we will extend it. We will
Yeah.
carry it on through January.
We'll see you guys next week after Christmas. Drop a comment below, like, share, subscribe. Thank you very much for listening to or watching on YouTube. On Tour with Chris Lee podcast. We'll see you next time. You guys have a Merry Christmas and God bless you.
Here comes Mr. Lee. 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 Here comes Mr. Lee.